Alright guys, big drama in the middleweight division, and it looks like we might finally be getting Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland next. But that's not all. Nasruddin Imavov is fuming. Strickland's coach has a game plan ready, and there's chaos all across the MMA world. Let's get into it. We're starting off with some serious money talk. Sean O'Malley is in disbelief after reports surfaced that Conor Benn secured a massive $15 million payday for a single fight under Zuffa Boxing, the new venture backed by UFC CEO Dana White. O'Malley openly admitted he couldn't believe the number. He pointed out that UFC fighters spend years building their brand, grinding through contenders, becoming champions, and still don't sniff that kind of payday.
Zuffa Boxing is something that's taken over from Turkey. Turkey's his name. He's like a prince or some shit in Dubai or something, like hundreds of billions of dollars. They're paying out. I don't even know who Conor Benn is.
I don't know.
He like supposedly is a pretty big name in boxing. I've never heard of it. Crazy, bro. Like, yeah, they really paid this is Ben Johns?
Conor
Ben. They really paid him $15 million. It's like,
I wouldn't blame you for going to box.
Yeah, it's crazy how you just put in so much work in the UFC, to build this name, create this character, be this star. It's like, I'm not making $15 million fight. It's also a business. If they think that's a good business move and that guy's gonna bring in money, it's like, I get it. I don't take anything personal in business. Business is business. He hates Oscar De La Hoya, he hates Eddie Hearn, he hates these people. He's like, hey, let's take their biggest star and pay him, even if it's $15 million for, like, I could see it being out of like an ego thing. I guess it's a business thing too. You bring in a legit guy.
Yeah.
Again, I've never really heard of him.
Billionaires.
And O'Malley wasn't the only one reacting. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson also weighed in on his YouTube channel. Johnson admitted he wasn't familiar with Benn either, but instead of criticizing the number, he suggested this could be a flex from Dana White, a statement move to show that when the opportunity is right, the money is there.
You know, $15 million for one fight, it's crazy, because what's going to happen after this fight, right? Is the $15 million worth having Conor Benn? It's the first time I've heard of him. From what everybody tells me, he's a very good boxer, but is Khamzat Chimaev making $15 million? Is Ilia Topuria making $15 million? Merab Dvalishvili making $15? We don't know, because those numbers are always hidden, but I truly believe it's a flex from Dana White paying Conor Benn $15 million.
The latest UFC rankings dropped, and there's movement across multiple divisions. At middleweight, Sean Strickland remains at number 3 after his TKO win over Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, who drops down to number 6. Strickland is officially back in the title mix. At welterweight, Warose Medic cracks the top 15 after a huge knockout over Jeff Neal. Colby Covington slides down slightly but stays ranked, while Daniel Rodriguez barely holds onto his spot. Meanwhile at featherweight, Melquizael Costa enters the rankings and is already calling for a fight with Diego Lopez. That might be a tough sell though, considering Lopez is sitting near the top of the division. And in flyweight news, Loner Kavanagh has unexpectedly dropped out of the rankings right before his scheduled bout at UFC Mexico against Brandon Moreno. Interesting timing there. But now, let's talk about someone who is once again taking shots at the UFC, Ronda Rousey. Rousey recently announced her return to fight Gina Carano under Most Valuable Promotions instead of the UFC, and she didn't hold back when asked about Dana White. Rousey suggested the UFC is suffering from a lack of competition and implied that MVP stepping up creates pressure. She even joked that she might be Dana White's favorite adversary.
The story and everything behind it is not just this fight, but a lot of it is MVP versus UFC. And that's where I'm gonna fucking go real hard in the trenches. We're helping them because they're suffering from a lack of competition. And they can't just make a class action lawsuit every couple of years at cost of doing business. And so I'm really trying to help Dana out. And if anyone has been groomed to be his apprentice, it's been me. And I think I'd be the most favorite adversary he's ever had. So
I love it.
Speaking of returns, Conor McGregor continues to push for his comeback fight. The former double champ has been campaigning for a spot on the proposed UFC White House card and recently posted, "Day 15 if I accept, send the contract." He's sharing training footage, making it clear he's preparing. But rumors linking him to Carlos Prates were quickly shut down. Prates clarified in an interview that nothing official has been discussed. His focus remains on climbing toward the belt, potentially targeting Jack Della Maddalena. So for now, McGregor's opponent remains a mystery. Now shifting gears to heavyweight prospects, Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson is 3-0 in MMA after another TKO win, and the debate is heating up about whether he's UFC ready. On the Pound for Pound podcast, Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo went back and forth. Cejudo thinks Steveson should take his time, maybe get close to 10 fights before signing with the UFC. Usman disagrees, pointing out that legends like John Jones entered the UFC early and thrived.
Well, Stevenson is doing some things now, and he's learning at a rapid pace.
He's fighting somebody that's 11-3, bro. That's a good record. What I did tell Gable Stevenson, Gable, really take your time. Don't sign with the UFC just yet. I would look at maybe getting like close to 10 fights before you do decide.
What?
I would say maybe 4 more fights before he signs with the UFC. I think the more the merrier, bro. Quite honestly.
So you want Gable to fight his first fight in the UFC at 55 years old at this rate? That's what you're saying?
No, he was the second youngest in history.
His mentor is John Jones, a guy that was in there at 6-0. John Jones was the youngest champion. If UFC's coming with the bag, you think Gable's gonna say I'm not?
Meanwhile, Luke Rockhold was spotted giving flyweight champion Joshua Van a striking lesson at Jackson Wink. Rockhold broke down how to disguise the question mark kick, emphasizing hip rotation, timing, and using setups to keep opponents guessing.
You rotate out, throw that leg, and then let whip back. It's almost like you throw your leg. Throw your leg out so you're getting outside the target when you come back down.
So you do it with the lead leg?
I like the lead leg and the back leg. You know, the back leg is there's that variation kick, you know what I mean? Where I'll go low, I'll go high, hit high, boom, and then elevate up. That's actually what I got him with both these. The setup. So, so basically you come down the middle, get that looseness, and now I'm swinging outside. Step, almost like kind of step in like I'm gonna jab kick. I step in, and then here I swing my foot, rotates my hip up, and I try to whip it back and use the body force back down.
So, boom. Or lead, you say lead, right?
Yeah. Say, boom. It's more distracting. It's like,
bang. Here you go.
Hey, it's a kicker at all. Yeah, I mean, but even like on a front kick, it's like it's easy. A front teep kick is a lot more like faster and easier and more effective than a back leg, because like you can see the motion of the back. Yeah. So on the front, you just want to do a little whip, jab, boom. That way I can hurt you because you're not expecting it. And now the same thing with the question mark kick. Yeah. It's just a little whip, jab, setup. So here the same thing, boom, step. I don't want to kick you, so there.
Now, let's get into the real tension at middleweight. Nasruddin Imavov is not happy. Despite being in the title picture, he made it clear that if given the choice between fighting Khamzat Chimaev for the belt or rematching Sean Strickland, he would choose Strickland. Imavov said the only thing that matters is the belt, but the hatred he feels towards Strickland runs deep. He wants to erase that loss from years ago.
Of course, if I hear you, Khamzat is a big challenge, you know, and he knows and we know and the UFC knows that I'm able to go to this fight, and I'm willing to go to this fight whatever happens, because what I said since a lot of time, it's not right now, is the only thing I'm focusing on is the belt, not the owner of the belt. And that's not since Khamzat gets this belt that I said that, but I said that way before, because that's the only thing that matters at the end of the day is the belt around my waist. If the UFC call me tomorrow, with the hate I have in my heart, of course it will be Sean Strickland, you know, and then I can fight Khamzat or whatever, but what I have in my heart right now is to erase this defeat, this loss I had a few years ago, and beat this guy because I hate him. I don't like the way he speaks. I don't like the way he sings. I don't like the way he speaks about my people. So, like I said, you know, and even in terms of fighting, like I can tell you guys, both of those fights will be world wars. Both of those fights will be crazy. But the one with Sean, I will leave him dead inside the cage.
And while Imavov is calling for revenge, Strickland's coach Eric Nixick is already studying the blueprint for beating Khamzat. Nixick believes the key is disrupting Khamzat's system early, break the chain wrestling, create doubt, and make him pay for every failed takedown attempt.
What are the aspects? Because it's kind of cool to get a chance to potentially be the first ones to beat Khamzat, especially when he's so dominant.
Yeah, all of the above. I mean, we're going to have our work cut out for us, so we know that. But you know, really, like if we can shut some of that stuff down and make him doubt on any of these routes that he's on, especially when it comes to the ground game, he's very systematic. If we can disrupt some of those the kind of the chain wrestling that he puts together, and make him restart and put some doubt in his mind, I think that's where we have to be successful. And not only that, is when you defend those takedowns and if and when you defend them, making them pay for it, not, you know, telling them like, hey, if you're going to come in here, you're going to have to pay a price for that. So there's a lot of things I think that we can apply, and especially with our ideologies here at Extreme Couture and the way that we do our practices, I think it would make for a great.
He also addressed old gym stories about sparring between the two at Extreme Couture, saying what happens in the training room should stay there. Sparring isn't fighting, and none of that matters when the cage door closes.
I think what happens in the training room should stay in the training room. You know, training is training. Guys should be putting themselves in less advantageous positions to make themselves better. We do a lot of situational sparring, situational training. But again, it's like outside of camp, I think guys should be working on things, and guys should be exploring new options and trying to develop new tactics and techniques. So, you know, thinking that you just because you beat a guy in the training room, whether you're on the A side or the B side, you shouldn't take that into the fight. What happens in the training room, I feel like should stay in the room. And I think both guys are both great competitors and game opponents. So to me, none of that stuff matters in the room.
And now, the breaking development. The rivalry between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland just escalated again. Strickland recently took to social media accusing Khamzat of running from him. He posted a teaser for their potential matchup, and Khamzat responded. Khamzat seemingly agreed to the fight. "See you soon, boy. If this fight gets officially booked, it's fireworks." Strickland's pressure and volume versus Chimaev's explosive wrestling and aggression. Nick6 says they have the formula. Imavov wants revenge. So now the question is, does Strickland deserve the next title shot? And if Chimaev and Strickland do fight, who are you picking? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this update, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big MMA story. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.